Yo, YouTube, what's up with y'all, man? It's your boy Elijah B. I'm back at y'all with a brand new video. I actually just got through with meditating, and I actually meditated for a half hour and all that, so I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. You know what I'm saying? I got that little meditation high, but you know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. Let's stop wasting time. Y'all know what's up. Like, comment, and subscribe down below because y'all already know what kind of time it is. I'm back at y'all with a brand new video. I'm back at y'all with a brand new topic, and I'm actually very happy to be talking about this topic because I actually have a lot. Actually have like a lot of I actually have a lot to say today. I have a lot to speak on. I actually have this has actually been on my mind for a while, but the name of today's video, as y'all can see down below, the title of the video. Hold on.
You missed some.
Where?
So yeah, okay. So the title of today's video is going to be being weak versus being strong. Now, let's talk about first let's talk about being weak. Now, being weak. Now, let's look at the definition of what the word weak means. Weak. Weak is something that isn't strong. Weak is something that isn't durable. Weak is something that isn't gonna last long. Weakness is obviously seen as something being bad because another definition for weak is also useless, defective. There are also some other definitions of being weak, and I want to dive right. I'm gonna start talking about being weak or whatever. And this video isn't me like trying to be negative or like spread no negative energy and all that. I can understand that maybe some of the stuff I've been posting lately might be sounding a little like, you know what I'm saying, a little negative and pessimistic, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna speak in my mind on certain topics that I think need to be discussed, that need to be addressed. But we live, so like I said, I even said this in my most recent video, Society is Turning Men into Bitches, part 2, and the War on Masculinity, about how like following society's programming and following society's norms like, I guess you could say, as time goes on, like, it'll make you a more weaker man and all that, because you're so used to being like a follower, you're so used to being controlled, you're so used to going by the programming and the rules of society and all that. And I actually have a very perfect example of this as well. There was this TV show that came out in 2005 called The Boondocks, and I'm pretty sure that anybody who is subscribed to me knows what The Boondocks is. But there's this one character on The Boondocks that stood out to me, and I'm actually gonna show you a screenshot of his face. But his name is Tom, or Mr. Dubois or whatever. And I'm actually gonna talk about Tom from The Boondocks today. He would actually be hey, damn near, he would actually be a very good example he would be the perfect example of a weak man. So let's talk about Tom from The Boondocks, right? So in The Boondocks, Tom is a lawyer. He has a wife and that little girl Jasmine and all that. But since Tom is a lawyer, he is shown. It shows obviously in the TV show he's like a law-abiding citizen. He's a perfect example of a man who follows all of society's rules and follows all of society's programming and follows all of society's norms. But then, like, throughout the show, you can see him constantly get disrespected, getting rejected, getting ignored, getting pushed around. Sarah, his wife, doesn't respect him. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, he might be like a good man. He might be a good person. He might be a law-abiding citizen. He might, you know what I'm saying? He might be a weak man, but if you're living life as a weak man, you're not, like, your life isn't going to be that good if you're a weak man, because weakness isn't good. Weakness is bad. Because in this life, is in this life that you live, this one life that we all live, we all have to be strong people. We all got to be strong beings. And I don't know. I feel like Tom from The Boondocks is just a very good example of like someone who follows society's programming. They follow every single rule that society does to the T and all that. But then it's like, look at how like society treats people who do that. You get looked at as like you're weak. You get looked at as like you're soft. You get looked at like you're lame. But then you would think that, okay, I'm following society's rules. I'm following the programming. I'm going along with what society is telling me and all that. So why are people? And I'm not even talking about me, but I'm just talking like it's people like I guess good men, soft men, weak men get treated like this, and it kind of shows that there's no point. That it's kind of pointless following the programming and following like the script that society writes for you, because people aren't going to respect you for doing that. And then you see these other people who don't follow the script, that they don't go with like society's rules, and they don't go with like society's programming and all that. And you can actually see that they get respected, they get that love, they get that acceptance, they get that admiration. That somebody who follows society's rules doesn't. You don't get all that following society's rules. You don't get all that following society's like following the script that society writes for you. You don't get that following society's programming. You know. And then I have another good example of a good man, a weak man, a person who's I also noticed something about like being a weak man or being a good person, or like being good is associated with being weak or being soft or being a punk or being a wussy or being a pushover and shit. But let's talk about remember Cleveland Brown from the Cleveland Show or Family Guy? And I remember I was watching this other YouTuber named Visions World, and shout out to Visions World, by the way. Y'all need to go check him out. I guess he had made a video about the harsh reality for black men and all that, and I'm flying off topic here, but I'm just gonna use this for an example and all that. But like if you're a black man and you don't like live up to like the typical black male standards, or if you're not hood, or you're not street, or like you're not attached to any kind of dysfunction in any kind of way, shape, or form, then people aren't going to accept you as a black man. People aren't going to accept you. Like, it's like normal black men get looked at like they're creepy, they're weird, they're lame, and all that. And like you would think that since they're normal and they're doing the right thing and all that, that they would get some kind of love and respect and get like some kind of, like, I'm not saying like that. Obviously the world doesn't owe you anything, but you would think that you would get like some type of reward out of being good and doing the right thing. But it's damn the complete opposite. And I hate to bring this up, but we live in a world this world that we live in is it's ass backwards, man. It's ass backwards out here. Like, you see the bad guys get rewarded, while the good guys don't really get nothing. So then let's talk about Cleveland from the Cleveland Show. So Cleveland's like the perfect example of like a normal black man, or a black man who doesn't like he doesn't fit the standard or the norm for normal black males, if that makes sense, and all that. And like in the Cleveland Show, Cleveland is shown to be Cleveland is what you would call a square, or a soft Cleveland Brown. He's considered to be like a soft man. He's considered to be a weak man. He's considered to be like a goody. He's like a goody tissues type of nigga, if you know what I mean. And Donna, Roberta, and Rollo, like Donna's kids from the Cleveland Show, they don't respect Cleveland. They don't. Half of the time they're disrespectful to him. They treat him the right way and all that. And then it seems like society I know that like society treats people like Cleveland Brown or Tom from the Boondocks. They get treated like shit and all that because they're good men. They're good / weak men. They are soft men. Though those men are pushovers. And it's like society programs you to, and like I said in my society is turning men into bitches part 2 video. Society wants you to be a bitch. It does. Because look at all these people who follow the programming, they follow the norm, they do every little thing that society does, they follow every single rule to a T, but look at how society treats them. Like, it's crazy how, like, oh, be a good person, but then if you're a good person, then people like consider you as weak and lame and all that. And like also like when it comes to like being like a weak man and all that, or being a good person, or being a goody tissues, or being a wussy, whatever you want to call it, people will take your kindness for weakness out here. men, women, your family will take your kindness for weakness and all that. And yeah, and at one point or another, Tom from the Boondocks, or Cleveland Brown from the Cleveland Show, there have been times where they have crashed out, and then when they crash out, they get looked at like they're crazy, or they get looked at like there's something wrong with them and all that. Because like they've been good this whole time, they've been following society's rules, they've been following the programming, they've been like living by the script and all that, and society didn't respect them or treat them properly. And I'm not just using these two as examples. Like this happens for like a lot of like men who were they're good men, they're weak men, they're goody tissues, they're passive, they're soft. And I know I keep bringing up points from my society is turning men into bitches video, but I forgot what was I trying to say. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm trying to think. Think real quick. Hold on. But yeah, it's like society. It's like society programs you to be a bitch. And then I'm gonna show y'all. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what like Tom Dubois from the Boondocks looks like, or Cleveland from the Cleveland Show. But I'll take some screenshots of them and show you what they look like. If I can, I'll try to edit some clips in here later, just to let's show you guys like perfect examples of it. But yeah, but if but nowadays it's like but nowadays if you're a good man, you're considered like a goody tissues, and you go by the norm and all that, and you follow society's script and all that, and you do follow every little rule to the T. You're not gonna live a good life, man. You're not. Because you see all these rich and wealthy and successful people, and they didn't follow society's rules. They didn't follow the script that society wrote for them. They went against the norm, and they did things they wouldn't have done, whether they were probably legal or illegal, but most likely illegal. Because I'm gonna keep it 100. Like if you wanna make it in America, if you wanna become successful in life, you can't live by society's rules. You can't live by society's programming. You can't live by society's norms. Like you can't do that shit. You can't do it, bro. You can't. But I think that most people would rather just live like that, so then that way they don't get looked at crazy. They don't get looked at weird by society, because they're so programmed to care what others like think about them and all that. And then these people who go against the norm and they don't follow like society's programming, they don't follow the script that people write out for them, then they get looked at like they're you know what I'm saying, they get looked at by like they're crazy. But at the end of the day, they're successful, they're genuinely happy, they're genuinely where they want to be at in life. And I don't see the point of people following society's rules and following society's programming and following the script that society writes for most people, if they're never going to be successful, they're never going to be rich, they're never going to be happy, they're never going to genuinely get what they want in life, or they're never going to get to where they really want to be, where they personally want to be at in life. And I just don't. It's just pointless, man. And I remember what I was trying to say. In my society is turning men into bitches video, I said that more and more men they lack masculinity, assertiveness, dominance, and edge as men. This is also another reason that I brought up in my video. This is also the reason why you see more and more men being virgins. This is why you see more and more men not getting pussy or not getting no cheeks, because they lack the masculinity, the assertiveness, the dominance, and the edge. And like, there's plenty of people, and like, if you really think about it, there's plenty of people who are weak, but they're rich, they have money, they have all this and that. Or there's good men who have money, material, and have all this, but they don't really get nothing out of it, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you might have money and materialistic worldly possessions and all that, but at the end of the day, you're still a weak man. You're still a soft man. You're still a docile man. And we all know how those kind of men get treated by society. Like, yeah, what's the point? Like, I don't get it. And for anybody who watches this video, put it down in the comment section. What's the point of being good and following society's script if you're gonna get called a goody tissues ass nigga? Or what's the point of following society's rules and following society's script and following society's program if you're just gonna get called like a square or whatever? Like, how can people be yourself, but then you get called a square for it? You get ostracized for being yourself. And it's also like a part of the reason why people start to like, they start to have like this false ego about themselves, because when they were being themselves, they weren't really getting the results that they want. And not all people necessarily, but some people, when they build and create this false ego, they get the results that they want. And people, it's either conform and be yourself and continue to get outcast and get treated the way you get treated by the society that you listen to, or you gotta maybe commit a few like light crimes or do some petty shit and go against the script and get the respect and get what you really want. Because the people who win against the script, they're the successful ones. They have control over their own life. They have their assertiveness. They have their masculinity, their assertiveness, their dominance, and their edge. Unlike niggas who follow the script and go by every damn rule. Like, and I remember actually, I was watching a Charleston White video, and he brought up a very good point, and he was like, cheaters. The man who plays by the rules never wins. Never. The man who who goes by the script, who plays by the programming and the rules, never wins. But the cheater always wins. But at the same time, as a cheater, because then you know what's very weird? People will be like, oh, if you're cheating, then you're cheating. Oh, if you cheat, then you're cheating yourself. But then it's like, are you really cheating yourself? Because you see all these other people playing by the rules and they're not really winning or really gaining anything out of it in the end. But then you see all these other people cheating and they're actually getting something out of it. So are you really cheating yourself? Ask yourself that. Morning. I'm good, man. I'm good. I feel like I made a lot of very good points about that. About, I guess you could say, like being a weak man or being a good man or being a, the hell was that? Oh, it was water. Okay. Got a little water drop on my face. But I feel like I made like a lot of good points. I've already been talking for damn near 17 minutes about it now.
There has to be something inside that kind of logic that follows.
Now let me cut to the chase. I'm going to talk about being strong. Now let's talk about being strong. So let's look at the definition of what strong is. Being strong. Now, being strong isn't just like, oh, I can go to the gym and I can lift weights, or I can squat 500,000 pounds, or I can squat a few hundred pounds or whatever. Nah. Because being strong is also about being strong mentally and being strong physically. And like I've seen this with like people, it's like they don't have like that balance of being strong both mentally and being strong both physically, because somebody can be weak physically, but they're very strong mentally, but they still lack that physical strength that they need as a man and just as a person. And then now you have people out here who are physically strong, but yet they're mentally weak. And it's like you just need and people, they don't know how to create that balance of being both mentally strong and both being physically strong as well. But let's look at life for a strong man. A strong man has masculinity, has assertiveness, has dominance, and has edge about himself as a man. A strong man gets respect. A strong man gets admiration. A strong man gets women. A strong man gets money. A strong man has power. A strong man has control. They don't want us to be strong. They want us to be weak, soft, compliant, complacent, submissive, independent bitches out here. And this is why you see like a lot of good. This is why I remember the other day I was going through YouTube and all that, and there's a video talking about, oh, why good people, or why good men turn cold. And I didn't really need to watch the video because I'm kind of going through the exact same thing myself. The whole Mr. Dubois from the Boondocks and Cleveland from the Cleveland Show kind of lifestyle and all that, if you catch my drift and all that. And this is why you see like a lot of good people crash out and all that, and they become cold and all that, because they see that following society's program, following society's rules, and following society's script didn't really get them nowhere. It didn't. And then if you think about it, like for people who have been like, let's say for example, like you've been weak your whole life and all that, people will try to like tell you, oh, just live life as a weak man and be grateful and accept it. Like what? Like nobody wants to live life as a weak man. Like that shit is ass, bro. Like living life as a weak man, you got. like I don't know. It's so easy for people to tuck their tail between their legs and tolerate this little disrespect and stuff like that and all that. And in the end of the day, I feel that nobody, man or woman, should tolerate any form of disrespect, no matter how little or how big the disrespect is. Because if you let somebody punk you, you let somebody walk over you or piss and shit on you, they're gonna continue to keep doing it, and it's gonna continue to get worse and worse and worse until you do something about it. Like that's the reality behind it. A lot of men have accepted being weak. They've accepted their weak lifestyle. They've accepted following the script and living by society's program and tolerating, like, they can tolerate disrespect. They can tolerate being treated crazy. They can be like, you know what I'm saying, they can tolerate being talked to crazy and being pushed over and getting walked all over. They can tolerate like disrespect from this is also another reason why like weak men don't get respect in their household. This is why their wives don't respect them, their kids don't respect them. You know, getting no pussy. They're probably virgins. They probably had to wait like multiple decades just to fuck one girl, get one piece of pussy or whatever. And like who wants to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like let me get off of that, but let me talk more about being a strong man and all that. Now, if there were people who had like a very good balance of both being mentally strong and being both physically strong at the same time, then they would be damn near the perfect man. Because they have both. Because I feel like I said this in one of my videos, but in case I didn't, our mind and our body are one. Because if your mind isn't right, then your body isn't going to be right. Like, let's say, look at people who are like fit and like, look at people who are out of shape. Look at people who they're muscular, they're fit, they're ripped and healthy and all cut and toned up and shit. Like someone who's physically fit and in shape, their mind is right. Their mind is right, and so is their body. Now look at a majority of people who are out of shape. Their mind isn't right, so their body isn't right. And if you think about it, life is like a mind game. Life is like a game of checkers. It's like a game of chess if you really think about it. Because now, see, because a lot of the stuff that us human beings do, it comes from our mind. The thoughts come up from our mind. What our bodies do is controlled by our mind. Our thoughts, our belief systems, our points of view, our perspectives on society comes from our mind. All the organs you have in the human body are all controlled by your mind. And I'm gonna get a little graphic when it comes to being, you know what I'm saying, being physically fit or being out of shape and all that. Like, I'm gonna talk a little bit about sex. I'm gonna say pause before I say a lot of shit I'm about to say, but like, if your body and your mind isn't right, then you're not gonna. If your mind and body isn't right, then no, pause. But you're not gonna be right down here. You're not gonna be right down there. You're not. Pause. If for people who are, they're both mentally and they're physically strong. Pause. No homo. Pause. I don't get down with that. I don't get down like that. I don't swing that way. But they're gonna be right down there. Pause. No homo for the second time in a row. And a lot of people would rather be weak heroes. In my opinion, I would rather be a strong villain than be a weak. I'd rather be a strong villain than be a weak than live life as a weak hero. It's like society's like, I've seen that. Like, I don't know. For anybody who's watching this video, or for anybody who sees this video, comment down below. Would you rather be a weak hero or be a strong villain? Because me personally, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure most people would rather be a strong villain, or a strong whatever you want to call it. And I even watched a video the other day on why do evil people get to prosper and they get to be successful in life? Well, good people have to suffer and struggle. And that video kind of made me like, it it made the gears spin in my head. It made me really like think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about sex, but women, they don't respect weak, soft ass niggas. They don't want to fuck lame. Women don't want to fuck lame, boring men who live by the script. They don't want to fuck lame, boring people who follow every little rule of society to a T. They follow all the programming, all the standards and expectations and all that. No. Like women, they like niggas who like younger women. It is actually a thing with women and all that, but from my point of view and from what I've seen, women are more attracted to men who go against society's programming. They're attracted and they gravitate towards men who don't follow the norm. They don't follow society's programming. They don't follow every little rule to the T. These men, they aren't goody tissues as niggas. These niggas, they don't tolerate disrespect. They don't tolerate any form of disrespect, no matter how little or how big the shit is. If someone disrespects them, then they finna get up with them. They finna solve that. They finna deal with that issue. And they finna solve that problem right then and there. Like no real strong man is gonna tuck his tail between his legs like a little bitch and tolerate any form of disrespect, no matter how little or how big it is. I'm actually gonna post like let's say for example like I'm gonna use an example of some masculine figures that like I don't look up to them, but like when I think of like masculine figures, I would say like Mike Tyson, Michael Jai White. Shout out to Michael Jai White by the way. He's like Michael Jai White, for example. He's a perfect example of being both mentally strong and being both physically strong as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of human beings lack balance. And that's also part of the reason why a majority of human beings, or most human beings, have a lot of the issues that they have, because another important element or quality of life is also about your balance in life. Like society and people lack balance. That's why a lot of the problems that go on in society happen. That's why a lot of people have mental health, all kinds of physical or mental health issues, because they lack balance. That's why a lot of people are unhealthy, because they lack balance.
We just happen to get away.
I'm actually enjoying speaking on this topic as well. Like I feel like I've made a lot of good points as well. And let me get back to like other people that I see as strong men. Kratos. Hold on. Another masculine figure I would say is Kratos from God of War. Now, okay, hold on now. Now, at the end of the day, bro, that's a video game. That's fictional. That's not real life. But at the end of the day, he's still a very good example of what a masculine man is. And at the end of the day, like you know, like how like I'm pretty sure. So for anybody who's played the video game of God of War, you can see that like Kratos is like a strong, powerful, tough, masculine man and all that, because that also ties into it. Because like remember like back in the day how like people had to work a whole lot more harder to actually get what they want in life, and they actually had to put in some kind of work, or they actually had to like put up some kind of fight to get what they want. But then as time progresses, like men and men have lost that trait and quality about themselves that people like Kratos from God of War have. And I'm not trying to compare real life to a video game character, to a fictional character, but I'm just using that for an example. And all that. But at the end of the day, most people live their lives as weak, soft, docile, complacent, compliant, submissive, independent as men. And to be honest, I mean, I'm not the big, bad, muscular, ripped, tough dude or whatever. I still got a lot of work to do with the gym and all that. I still need to, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure like even these people who are weak, I'm pretty sure they wish that they were strong men, but then it's like society programmed you so much to the point where all they know is being a weak man. That's all they know. All they know is being passive. All they know is letting people walk over them. All they know is letting people disrespect them or blatantly disrespect them, and then sweeping it under the rug. Like these jobs and all that. Like, look at all the strong men who own the companies that millions of weak men work for. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how like these weak men work at these, like how some of these weak men or these weak women work at these jobs. And now, let's say for example, like you're dealing with like a disrespectful coworker or a disrespectful customer. Like at the end of the day, you're a human being, and if someone disrespects you, you need to check them on that shit, no matter how little or how big the disrespect is. If a customer or an employee is disrespectful to you, you need to check them on that shit. This is damn why I be on YouTube sometimes, or I be on social media like sometimes, not that often. And I be seeing videos of like let's say for example, like you're at a fast food place and like people and like and I've seen like lots of fights happening at like these fast food jobs and all that, and customers and crashing out and being all disrespectful and then like if someone disrespects you, just go write it down, let's go to the manager. Like I'm telling you, like a lot of the program that we all have instilled within inside of us comes from the public education system. The public education system has failed millions of people, and this is why a lot of people like. I feel like this is why you don't see. Like, I mean, don't get it twisted. People are still going to college. People still, go to school and all that. But I'm slowly. I feel like from my point of view and from my perspective, I'm seeing less. I'm trying to slowly see, like less and less people going and all that, because they realize they deep down know and realize that the public education system has failed them and screwed them and has fucked them over. I've said pretty much everything I've needed to say. If anybody has an opinion or has anything to comment down below, you're more than welcome to do it. I'm open to have a conversation. I'm more than open to talk to anybody about it. Yeah. I'm always happy to talk to people. I'm always open to like be around and talk to like-minded people who share a similar mentality and share a similar perspective that I do. I've said everything I need to say. Have a good day, y'all. For anybody who watches this video, have a blessed day. Peace out.